What's up, everybody? Welcome to Warrior Gaming. On today's episode, we're going to be going over corrupted dungeons in Albion Online, a new content provided by the Roads of Avalon update patch that happened just recently this August. We're going to go over what they are, what they look like, what are the benefits of them, what's Infamy, along with many other things, as well as tips and tricks. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys and gals. We're going to be going over some new corrupted dungeons content brought to you by the Roads of Avalon update from Sandbox Interactive this August. So let's get right into it. What do they look like? Well, as you traverse the world, you're going to be coming across various dungeons, which the new looks for the solo dungeons are quite similar to the corrupted dungeons. Yet the corrupted dungeons have a orangish glow to them, and bloody handprints along with other markings on them. So look out for those. When you do find one, you'll be able to enter them depending on the zone that you're in. So if you're in a blue, yellow, red, or black zone, will determine the level of, how should I put it, a difficulty that the mobs would be in terms of tier, which would also come with more reward but higher risk. In a blue or yellow zone corrupted dungeon, you can only be merely knocked down. In a red or a black zone corrupted dungeon, you can be killed just like any other Hellgate, whether it's 2-man, 5-man, etc. equivalent. So what does that mean for you? Well, that means for those who don't want to lose their gear but want to experience the corrupted dungeon content, go to any yellow zone, search around the map. Typically you'll find one or two in every yellow zone at least that's not been taken and is available for you, and just hop right in. After you click on it, it'll give you an option detailing which level of difficulty you can go into based off of the zone color that you're in. So once you're in there, once you've selected the proper tier or level for yourself, depending on the zone that you're in, you'll then be given the option to enter. Upon entering, there will be a massive, I guess you could say, totem in front of you, with an option of invading other players or merely leaving it alone and going about your dungeon as necessary. Do keep in mind that by diving other players in their dungeons from invasion, you do get a portion of the rewards from their dungeon. If you kill them, that is. So, let's say you're just in the corrupted dungeon at this point. You're not diving, nobody else is diving you. You're just going along, killing mobs, and you notice in the top right that you're gathering Infamy. What's Infamy? Well, Infamy is the equivalent of fame or currency, etc. for the corrupted dungeons. The higher your Infamy, the higher the rewards you receive per chest or mob or dungeon. So keep that in mind. Depending on the tier dungeon that you do, you could get even more or rarer or higher value loot based on your high level of Infamy. But do keep in mind, every time you do die or get knocked down in a corrupted dungeon, you lose a percentage of that Infamy. Meaning you could lose at least 10% of any Infamy that you have. That's a huge knockdown. But again, high risk, high reward. Just like anything else in the game, and it's just like EVE Online. Nothing of value comes out of nothing. So what happens when you reach 100 Infamy in your current dungeon, as you'll notice on the top right as you fill the bar? Once you hit that 100 Infamy, it means that you will potentially lock out any players from diving or invading your dungeon. At that point, the final boss will unlock, which means you can then fight them. The mechanics for the final boss, along with various other sub-bosses within the corrupted dungeon, are not complicated, can tend to be fairly familiar for you. And as long as you have a good, decent kit and good mechanics for yourself as a player overall, you'll do just fine. So how do I keep others from diving my dungeon once they're already in there, or how do I evict them from the dungeon? Well, you have absolutely two options, unfortunately. You either kill them straight up in a 1v1, while of course you could always take advantage of mobs as well. That's always a thing. That's a Hellgate strategy, I guess. But if you hadn't run into them just yet, or they haven't decided to engage you at the moment, you have to locate any you have to locate and destroy any of 3 crystals on the map in the corrupted dungeon. At the instance that you destroy the 3rd crystal, it'll then give a notification to the invading player, and they will be booted from your dungeon and not be able to fight you or kill you, etc. But of course, it's best to try to push for that 100 infamy as soon as possible to then just keep moving through the dungeon. But if you do end up fighting a player and it's in a red or black zone corrupted dungeon, high risk, high reward as always, meaning you kill them, you get their loot. Which means if they're gooched out with a lot of juicy items and gear and you kill them, you just made a lot of money. Congratulations, you've learned how to dive, stop being dove, and be able to win at Infamy and Corrupted Dungeons in the new Roads of Avalon content. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, or if you enjoy the content that's being produced on the YouTube channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Alongside with just original YouTube content for gamers, by gamers, we also stream Mondays, Tuesdays, and Saturdays, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And we stream various games, including, of course, Albion Online, Escape from Tarkov, sometimes League of Legends, and a few other games. Come check us out. No pressure. Catch you everyone later. Love, peace, and chicken grease.